Hi, everyone. I'm Linda Welbrock, the CEO and founder of Leading Women Entrepreneurs. And we have such an empowering woman here today that is our 2020 Top 25 honoree, Diana Blankman Roberts, who is the head of corporate social responsibility at Sanofi US. And I'd just like to welcome you, Diana. Thank you so much for your time today, and congratulations on being a Top 25.
Thank you so much for the recognition. I'm really excited to be part of the program.
Absolutely. So let's just start with telling our viewers a little bit about what you do.
Sure. So I am in charge of building the strategy and carrying out the strategy for all of our corporate social responsibility programs in the US for Sanofi US. So that encompasses the things that we do on a local level as well as a national level, and then working with a lot of our key stakeholders, which includes our inclusion and diversity team, our total well-being team, and our environmental sustainability team as well.
I know during the challenges that we've all been through over the past few months, I know Sanofi has been such a leader. And is there any one or two projects that you might want to talk about? Because I'm sure that we could have a whole series about what Sanofi is doing as a leader in the state. If you could tell us a little bit more, that would be great.
Yeah, it's interesting timing right now. My team just came through about a year's process of putting together a new strategy in which our focus will really be around the concept of equity. Everybody should have equal opportunity to thrive. So we're building many programs around that in terms of health equity, STEM equity, and making sure people in their local communities have access to the services that they should. It's interesting that we put that strategy together before we went through the pandemic and before we're going through the social injustice the country is going through now. So it's certainly become incredibly relevant and meaningful as we move forward.
Absolutely. And we need more leaders like you and companies like Sanofi to really lead the way so that, we all become a better place to live in, and we all have a unified voice. That's what the world really needs right now. So thank you for your efforts there. And you're just such a huge example of success. I'd love to know is when you were starting out in your professional career, did anyone help you? And what would you tell someone else who's just starting out?
Yeah, well, listen, I don't think anybody gets anywhere without help from others. Mentoring is an incredibly important thing. But I think I would say to someone starting out is that it's really important to show the value that you can bring to an organization. And I'll just give you an example. I've been in corporate social responsibility for a long time, but when I started, I came from the nonprofit industry without a traditional business background. So when I moved into the corporate world, I was in a role I wasn't that crazy about. But while there, I saw the opportunity to build a corporate citizenship program that I thought would be a real value add to the company, as well as to the communities that they were trying to serve. So I took it upon myself to write a job description, pitch it. Somebody said yes. And that really started what's become a 20-year, incredibly rewarding and fulfilling career. That came from me really being able to show the value that I felt I could bring to the organization.
Oh, what fantastic advice to give to anyone, quite frankly, entry level or all the way up, is to write down what you actually want and show someone it. And you might just get it. But if you don't ask, you can't receive. So
absolutely true. I tell that to my children every day.
Me too. It's the truth. It really is simple but profound.
Yeah.
So let's go. Is there any phrase or motto that you have sort of lived by, or a mantra that has helped you get to the top?
Yeah, listen, I have one that whenever I'm asked that question, the answer is always the same. My father instilled in my siblings and me when we were very young the importance of being inquisitive, of asking questions, of never stopping to learn. He's done the same to my children with the understanding that if you are always interested in things, life will take you on a wonderful journey. And I can say in my case, it absolutely has.
I think I live by the same motto of being a constant student, right?
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
everything. And now as a mother, it comes from a different perspective as well. Sometimes they're teaching me things, which I find
Yeah,
fascinating, especially when it comes to technology and social media. I find that
sure.
super fascinating. So, networking. How important do you feel networking is? And how has this world of being disconnected shaped your thoughts around networking?
Yeah, well, to me, networking truly is one of the mainstays of any career, let alone any field that you're in. I mean, it not only allows you to keep learning, but meet interesting people, and obviously helps connect people and places and roles. But I think, especially given the world that we're living in today and our challenges, and so many people looking for jobs, networking is a necessity. But I also think it has the ability to open up opportunities for people that you never even expected. Absolutely essential piece of anybody's career.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. I have a business built around 15 years of networking. I feel like I grew up networking. You know, it was a little more intimidating to shake hands 15 years ago,
Yeah,
and now we can't shake hands at all. So, or
it's the elbow.
it's the elbow. But we do have still, even in this environment, lots of networking opportunities that we, of course, invite you and everyone else listening to this to join into, because people can't do business with you if they don't know you exist.
Yeah,
And you have to get out there, and not only the face to face, which is now the Zoom to Zoom, um, but everything else that goes with it. So social media, print, any way
yeah,
you can get your message out there is important in my book. That's my overall philosophy, if I'm allowed to have one. So
absolutely.
we are going to end our interview by talking about this new world that we've all been sort of forced into, and it's given us new perspective because being in isolation, we've had a little bit more time, right? Because we're not fighting traffic. I'm curious, have you picked up any new hobbies during this pandemic?
Yeah, that's such a great question. It's obvious that it's been a terrible situation that the world is going through with the pandemic. I would say if you have to look at the bright side, for me, I'm enjoying the simplicity that life has brought. But I'm also now working from home, enjoying the flexibility that I didn't quite have before. So with that, I've actually spent time learning how to make jewelry. I would say YouTube and how to videos have become my best friend, and not for any other purpose that it's great to have a creative outlet to not think about the craziness of the world. And yeah, so I'm making bracelets and earrings and learning new beadwork, and it's really been a lot of fun and a great experience.
I love that. I hope we get to see some of this jewelry. If you ever want to debut it onto the leading women, I'm sure we could, maybe even make an Etsy sale for Diana Blankman Roberts, special pieces. That's fantastic. And it's really just beautiful to hear because I am asking a lot of people this question, and it's fascinating to hear what extra time has inspired within each of us.
Yeah.
So anyway, I am just honored to be able to speak with you today. Congratulations again on being named a top 25 leading woman. We can't wait to celebrate you on October 8th. And I just want to say thanks and congratulations.
And thank you to you and for all that you do to help women in their careers.
Great. Take care, Diana.